So moving to bodily kinesthetic intelligence, we need to ask ourselves, how is it that we can incorporate our bodily kinesthetic activities and sort of optimize our body's potential, our gross motor skills. But not only that, but what about our fine motor skills? How can we become more dexterous in our handiwork? And I have, an autoimmune condition called rheumatoid arthritis. So sometimes I struggle with a lot of pain in my hands. And I realized that all of the things that um, I was drawn to, whether it was art or, cooking or something like that, they all had to do with my hands. And I just really felt so much gratitude for, though I had limited mobility and limited strength in my hands, but just the fact that I could still use my hands and how hands are so important is something that I just became so attuned to and grateful for. And sometimes, we don't realize our health while we have it. I mean, health is wealth. Now, everyone is so scared in this pandemic about their health and taking precautions. But when things are normal, it's very easy to sort of neglect our bodies, neglect our nutrition, neglect our health, our immunity, everything. So there's so much out there that talks about, when you use your body, it makes you happier, not just, healthier. When I look at Sharpen the Saw, there's so much out there that you can still do to keep fit. I know there's a lot of memes about how people are getting fat sitting in their home and eating too much, but there's a lot of creative ways that even families can exercise together. If you don't want to do it on your own. So exercise, nutrition, fitness, really important. But let's also think about performing arts, dance, theater, gymnastics, different things we can do with our bodies. Also building our fine motor dexterity, right? Knitting, pottery, different things like that. Also, what I found when, videos and webinars were happening, I realized that we can use it to improve our body language, because you realize if you can see yourself on the screen, I can't see myself right now. I can only see the PowerPoint, but you realize that, I was slouching a little bit, or my gosh, that video shows that I use my hands way too much. I need to calm my hands or keep them in my lap. So different ways you can improve your body language. I think that also speaks a lot about you when you have good posture. I think it's good for your health, and it's also something that gives you a lot of self-confidence. Being in sync with your body, that's also really important. You can link that to interpersonal intelligence, but really, what is your gut feeling about things? Are you tuned into your intuition? And that also has, right? It's related to your gut feeling. Is there anything that kind of gives you a visceral reaction? And if it does, why? Look into that a little bit. And that can also become an intrapersonal as well as a bodily kinesthetic and exercise. And I had done a workshop. I attended a workshop called Heal Your Life. And Louise Hay has this entire list of different ailments and conditions and diseases, and how they're all linked to the different thought processes. So most of them are psychosomatic diseases, and she calls a disease a dis-ease of the mind. So when we can ease our mind, we can heal our bodies, and that's the entire mind-body connection. There's so much to say about that, but I'm not going to get into it. But here are some apps that might help you. There's some apps for dance and choreography. I haven't tried them, but I personally like to watch Bali Shake. I love seeing other people do lovely choreographed routines to, some Bollywood hit numbers. I like watching that. It's on my Instagram newsfeed. There's yoga apps, there's fitness apps, there's even theater if you want to, improve some of your, theatrical skills. There's even that. If anyone wants to visit, my website for any other videos that I have, articles that I have, I have the entire gamut of multiple intelligence videos and the entire A to Z brain compatible learning videos on my website. I mean, they're also on YouTube as well, but that's kind of an easy way to access them. So if anybody wants to find out a little bit more about brain compatible learning and multiple intelligence, they're welcome to visit the site.